Team Brown reporting from you in the downtown headquarters of the Team Investigation of the Relief at the nation's electric power plants. This hand-picked investigation team is headed by none other known world-renowned Detective Columbia, who is with me right now. Detective Columbia, do you have any suspects in the case? And do you expect to make any arrests soon?
Well, Miss Brown, it's still early in the investigation at this time. We haven't really determined who or what is responsible for the reported losses. As a matter of fact, the team and I are still trying to determine whether any law of thermodynamics have been violated at all in the power plant's conversion of fossil fuels and uranium into electricity.
You mean it's possible that a crime has not been committed?
Precisely. If no laws have been broken, then there is no crime.
Furthermore, there must be a victim. In this case, we haven't determined if there was a victim. No complaint has been filed.
Well, Detective Columbia, if you need a complaint, I'll file one. There are documented losses at every power plant in the country. Sir, every day at the thermal power plant, for every 100 units of energy consumed, only 35 units of energy are produced. That is a loss of 65 units of energy. I'm sure that I, as a consumer, am paying for those losses.
Well, let's take a look at the alleged crime, Ms. Brown. Tell me what exactly is it that goes into these power plants?
Well, several fuels, mostly coal. Then there's nuclear plants that use uranium, and the hydro plants that use falling water. And some plants burn natural gases or petroleum.
And what do all these energy sources do for you?
They heat my home, and my office, and they keep my food cold, and they give me light, and run my appliances, and my hair dryer, my coffee maker, and things like that.
Why don't you use these energy sources directly?
Well, they're not convenient for me to use myself. I would never be able to take uranium and use it to run my hair dryer.
You're right about that. Until the first electric power system, most energy consumers were dependent on nearby rivers for their power.
Electric power distribution gives us the freedom to live wherever we want and not have to be bothered with the problems of using these fuels directly.
Well, what does this have to do with the losses at the power plant?
That's a good question. You see, the power plants are forced to obey the laws of thermodynamics. Whenever energy resources are converted to electricity, there's a loss of visible energy. Most of the energy lost at a thermal power plant is in the form of heat. Most of the heat is absorbed by the equipment, some is lost to the atmosphere.
And energy is lost turning the turbines. Friction produces heat and sound.
Energy is lost in the generator too, as a magnet is rotated inside the coil.
It takes a lot of energy to produce the steam to turn those turbines, but all the energy in the steam isn't transferred to the turbines. After the steam has done its job, it's still steam. It still has a lot of heat energy in it. It has to be cooled and turned into water again before it can be applied back to the boiler. Some of that heat can be recovered, but a lot is lost.
That's what happens to the 65% of energy lost.
Up to 8% of electricity produced is used to run the equipment at the power plant.
And another 7% is lost as electricity is sent over the transmission lines.
That's the trade-off we have to accept for convenience.
So, what you're saying is energy is a loss because power plants are obeying the law, not because there's a crime. But isn't energy wasting a crime?
But is energy being wasted? That's the big question here, isn't it? Tell me this, Ms. Brown, what uses would we have for these fuels if we didn't use them to make electricity? How would we use the energy stored in uranium and coal especially? Think of it this way. Aren't we salvaging the energy trapped in these fuels by using them to make electricity?
I never thought of it that way. Savage energy rather than lost energy.
And consider this. Before electricity, most energy used was crude, dirty, and often dangerous. The electricity was received today is a finely tuned pure energy that can run the most complicated computers and lasers. What would we do without it?
But what about the simple arithmetic of 100 units and 35 EVs?
Well, power plants are becoming more efficient all the time. Early power plants only produced 4 units of power for every 100 units consumed.
And what about you, Ms. Brown? Your body produces less useful energy than those coal-fired power plants.
So, you mean I waste more energy than those power plants in Enviros?
This sounds serious. I think we better take you downtown.
No one's taking me downtown? Okay. But wait!
I ain't going back.
Wasn't I obeying the law of thermodynamics?
She had to walk away. So.
She had to walk away.
Yeah, you're supposed to walk away.
Okay.
No one got communicated.